Alright, hello everybody. We today are for the Clix Quick Picks. We are doing Anaconda. Why? Because I just played Anaconda and realized how deadly she can be in certain circumstances. I'm here with Troy and Ronald. And also in the background's Rashad and Landon playing a game right now. Alright, anyways. So, we played Anaconda today. You played Anaconda today under a special circumstance.
Unlimited class wrestling, so range combat was not a factor. And that's really where she can shine because she has a damage power that says everyone within 3 squares of her is considered adjacent, or 3 squares in line of fire is considered adjacent for movement purposes. And it also gives her plasticity. And her trait says, whenever somebody fails to break away from her, they take 1 penetrating. And if it weren't for Steve's outwit, I had his entire team locked down.
Yeah, at one point in time, I had like Tiamat and Ares from DC 75th and Hawk Girl and Ares from Marvel because I like Ares. And she just pinned him down. I had to push Rizzo with his little outwit to get them out of that situation. Because she was on a different elevation, I could not attack her. And that's the thing. It's like as long as she has a line of sight to them, you're stuck with her. Now, I will say this: she is 90 points, and that is some serious. That's a good chunk of change. Just to, I mean, granted, in a 1,000-point match like we did today, that went out pretty well. And she starts off with I believe a 10 attack with super strength, toughness, and charge. Yep.
17 in invulnerability, and that damage power. But really, she only has mediocre
actual stats. And, I mean, on her last 2 clicks, she does get regen, so she could potentially stick around.
And what's really nice is that she has a range of 3, so while you have them stuck there, you can attack them without having to get close.
Yeah, I still would, in addition to the range of 3, I kind of wish that they gave her giant reach, much like Flatman. Because that would have made sense to me, or at least she could target 2 characters. Like she had like an ability kind of like Shumagorath, where she could target multiple characters, but you still have to deal out the damage in a certain way.
But the thing is that even when you're not rolling dice to attack, she's still doing something, and I don't think she's really meant to attack that often.
No, she's definitely not meant to attack that often.
Yeah, she's meant there
she's
to
meant
tie
to tie people up and annoy the crap out of them. And honestly, that's a creepy looking sculpt. I remember opening that up in my brick, and I was like, that will not be sitting on my shelf.
She's a creepy looking woman.
Yeah.
Some people like that.
And I'd like to comment that she does have the dolphin symbol because she's an anaconda. So, if you're on a map where you're going to have to deal with water and you want an excellent tie-up piece, I'm thinking maybe combining her with the Fear itself, Atuma.
To give her water to go around
and she's not tied up in a circumstance.
Or another good option would be Aquaman from Superman, or the Phoenix 5 Namor, because everything behind him is water.
Now, an interesting combo that I'd like to see with this is the Days of Future Past Wolverine, the older, the rare, the future one. Now,
they're next to him.
You bring her in, gather people up, and then he comes in charging in.
And they can't do anything.
And they can't do anything to run away or counter to get away from her, and while he's eating them alive.
Another good combination I can think of is, I used to do this a lot. There's the collector, and there's some figures that can send characters to a starting area. And what I would do is I would take the collector, and he has a special incapacitate. When he uses incapacitate, he can use it normally. He can give 2 action tokens, or he can send that character to your starting area. And I would do that for either A, the champion, or Weapon X from Captain America, or Doppelganger, or some really good close combat piece was there waiting for them just to attack. And if you have her in there too, they can't get away.
Yeah. I would say I'd like to. Today we saw the Emerald Empress. I would like to see her around the Emerald Empress. But then again, the Emerald Empress probably would have eaten through her pretty quickly with that pulse wave and running shot. Granted, the running shot wouldn't have made that much. But the other thing too is she's kind of got that ability, kind of like Heimdall is with that 3 range thing. Since you cannot, basically it means you can't charge her because once you're within 3 of her, you're within her plasticity range and you can't break away. You got to stop.
I believe that even goes through improved movement, doesn't it? Because plasticity specifically says cannot be ignored.
Yeah, for movement purposes. So that is an interesting thing. So, anyways, to summarize, she's 90 points. She's an amazing kind of like brick wall of a piece. I want to say, where it forces people to stop. She's got a creepy sculpt. But I would say she would lose her effectiveness in lower point games.
Yeah, or heavy range games.
Heavy range games.
Also, another thing is that she is good for taking on hypersonic.
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere with it.
So anyways, that's Anaconda for today's Clix Quick Picks. That ran out a little longer today, but, you know, we want to talk about every piece a little bit, and she's got a lot to talk about. Anyways, till next time, feel free to comment on this, subscribe, etc., and we'll see you next time. Bye.